You're listening to Nothing's Off the Table, the podcast where no subject is too taboo to discuss. Now, please welcome your hosts, Andy Barker and Lou Del Pree.
Man, everything worked.
Wow. Well, kind of, almost, sort of, except our graphic, and I think my mic's falling over here. Let me fix this.
And I feel like we're switched. Or am I usually on the who knows?
I don't know, but that's easily fixed. Watch this. Bam! Oh, technology, baby.
Yeah,
It's
that
like-
feels right. That feels right, man. That feels right.
Well, it's important to feel right. I think. I don't know. Anyway, man, it's been 2 weeks, dude.
I know. A lot's happening. Lots that's been going on.
A lot. You started your season?
Yeah.
Season?
Yeah, we did. We definitely did. That's moving along. Hey, let's wrap this thing and then get into our show and we'll talk about the season.
Are you saying don't be silly, wrap your willy? Okay, then. All right. You know, I'm not going with the graphics tonight. I'm feeling really, really lazy. So take it away, Lou.
We don't need any graphics, man. Hey, as usual, I paid for it, so you didn't have to. We took a look at it, right? Political Supreme Court upholds the ghost gun regulations, right? If you remember that in a landmark decision, the Supreme Court upheld President Biden's regulations on ghost gun kits, allowing federal oversight of untraceable firearms. Justice Neil Gorsuch authored the majority opinion in a 7-2 ruling. So that is a solid majority. National Security Council staff shake up, people getting fired left and right on the chopping block. I know there's a lot of discourse regarding Laura Loomer's involvement around it, which I thought was pretty interesting. But President Trump dismissed several senior staffers at the National Security Council, citing concerns over loyalty and leaks. The shakeup followed a meeting with, as I mentioned earlier, Laura Loomer, who reportedly influenced the decision. Critics have raised concerns about the implications for national security, though. I mean, in all honesty, broken clock is right twice a day. So who cares who influenced it? I mean, if they were causing the leaks, then they should have gone. They need to go. China's Politburo members swap roles. This was crazy. You gotta check this out. So Xi Jinping's in trouble, right? Chinese economy is always in trouble. There's an interesting story, not to go down any rabbit holes, but this is why we call it the wrap. To sum it up, Scott Bessent's interview with Tucker Carlson, he describes why China's in no position to retaliate against the United States, and you'll find out, and then you'll understand why this is very interesting. But in an unprecedented move, Politburo member Li Gangji and Shai Taifeng, huge fan of Shai Taifeng's work in government, by the way. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. Switched roles. They just swapped seats in Xi Jinping's government, and analysts believe that that's in a move that he's using to reshuffle because he's also losing a lot of influence over there. With a lot of problems and issues what they have in their economy, it has to grow at some type of insane rate. Just look up ghost cities. Trump proposed 20% tariffs. They started, and hey, there's no comment on that because nobody really knows what's going on. So unsolved political assassinations in Nigeria. A report highlighted 6 unresolved political assassinations, including the death of Del Giwa and Bol Ige. Bol Ige, he was a rights, always fighting for the rights. These cases underscore the challenges of Nigeria's justice system and the lingering impact on national political landscape. Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, Bola Ige, you know him, you love him. All right, go freeze kangaroo in a mischievous escape. The South Carolina Zoo, a goat freed a kangaroo, and that happened. Basketball record breaker smashes wall sign. So the guy going for the most passes behind his back, he got it. 38 passes in 30 seconds. But in the process, he smashed the sign behind him. Library book was returned after a century. Family found it moving. Of course, the member who borrowed it had died a long time ago. But they returned it back. The book was The Wild West by Bertrand Sinclair. Gosh, if you've read that, it's an instant classic. Another fine production. Otters escaping the zoo during a snowstorm. Two river otters, Louie and Ophelia, escaped their enclosures at a Wisconsin zoo during a snowstorm. The otters responded sliding on their bellies through the snow and are believed to remain close to the zoo, so keep a lookout. And then finally, to just complete the wrap up, lucky number 666 in Michigan won 2.39 million. Record breaking win with the number 666. And that's it, Andy. That's a wrap of the news.
Satan? Well, that wasn't that special.
How, man? How? 666 and he wins.
That's ridiculous, man. That's a sign. I don't know what it means, but it's a sign.
That's crazy.
Actually, I do know what it means. It means that's a rich motherfucker. And that's what that means.
Yeah. We were talking about that probability, right? But we didn't have the show. But we were talking about probability, and I was telling Andy I was doing this course on probability where the guy says, in a room full of random people, 50 random people, right? It is more likely you'll have two people that have the same birthday than not.
It's fascinating.
I thought that's insane. And there's a whole bunch of calculations. The first birthday has 364 chances, times the second, that has three. And then he's like, it exponentially drops, and he has the math for it. But in essence, what the math shows you is it's more unlikely for that not to happen. with the amount of time you have than for it, to happen. So it's just easy to bet.
We'll talk about the Monty Hall angle.
Yeah. So
that's
he said
fascinating.
Right. So he said there's two classic problems whenever you do a statistics or not statistics, but probability. He said whenever you deal with probability, there's two common things: the birthday problem, and where a room of 50 people, you could confidently bet money that two of them have the same birthday. And then he said in the Monty Hall question, he said, Monty Hall, if you remember, Let's Make a Deal. And I'll tell you, Andre used to have a thing about Monty Hall and Let's Make a Deal.
Really?
Right? So if I get off this, remember, we have to talk about the problem, right? But Andre used to say, man, choices screw people up. And sometimes you just need to take it away. he used to say, first of all, he said, look at Let's Make a Deal, man. That's like a study in sociology. So first of all, you have to look like an idiot to get on there.
Yeah.
he's like, and you ever see, he's like, the guy gets up to go do something and the wife's looking at him like, oh, bust your ass if you screw it up. But he said, but you could see, right? He'll tell them, you have door number 1, door number 2, door number 3. He sees the guy struggling. So Monty Hall walks over and he's like, I'll tell you what. I see you're having trouble with door number 1.
Well, hold on. He shows.
No, I'm not there. I'm on a different thing.
Okay.
No,
all right,
not talking about that.
All right.
Talking about what Andre used to say about this.
Oh.
So he used to say, guys having trouble looking at the 3 doors, and Monty Hall would come up and be like, so I see you looking at door number 1. And I see you looking at door number 2. And I thought I saw you glance at 3. These are tough decisions. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You could have door number 1. You could have door number 2. You could have door number 3. Or you could have all the money in my right pocket. Now it's even worse. Right? Now I've got 4 choices. I don't even know what's back there. So he said it's, sometimes, the decision paralysis is a true thing.
Oh, for sure.
He said sometimes you just need to take people's choices away, man. You can't give them a choice, man. You can't. You'll be there forever. So
yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it in action, the whole paralysis by analysis.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Andre used to use the Monty Hall example, right? But now, so probability is an entirely different example, what Andy's talking about. Right? So what the guy was talking about with probability in the Monty Hall question was, he said, you have 3 doors and, 3 prizes. One is a Cadillac, right? So a Cadillac is going to be behind the door, and he used very simple, a mop and a bucket, right? There's a mop behind the other door and a bucket behind the other door, and one door has a Cadillac. He said, you pick a door, 1, 2, or 3, right? We have no idea where the Cadillac is. You pick a door. So you pick door number 1, we'll say, right? So Monty Hall will come over and he'll try to get you to switch, right? So, or he'll try to get you to stay or do whatever. He's going to offer you a choice, make it more exciting, right? See whether you switch or stay. So he's going to come over and he's going to tell you, I'm going to open a door for you. I'm going to show you a door. You pick door number 1. He's going to open one of the other 2 doors. Well, you know he's not going to open the door with the Cadillac. We know he's never going to open the door with the Cadillac, ever. That's never going to happen, right? Because that takes away from the game. So he's going to open a door that's going to have a mop or a bucket. So he'll open door number 3, and it's a bucket. So the question to you is, do you switch or do you stay with your door? And then, Andy, what did you say?
I initially said I would probably stay with what I had.
Right. I felt the same way. He said, you'll stay where you're at. He said, now listen, there have been entire seminars spent on this where people argue. He said, and they're wrong. There's no argument here. It's very simple. You switch. And then we go, wow, why? So he does all the math for you, shows you all the formulas. But what it basically breaks down to is, in the beginning, you have a 2/3 chance of getting it wrong. So probability, right? Not every time, right? But the probability that you got it wrong the first time is 2/3 greater than the getting it right. He said, so he just showed you the other wrong door. So because in the beginning, you had a greater probability of getting it wrong, you switch.
It's still an educated guess, however.
It's better educated. So out of 100 times, you should come out ahead switching. Yes, but he also pointed out, though, he said, listen, there's a law of large numbers. And there are 2 laws you have to contend with. He said there's a law of large numbers, right? If I flip a coin out of 100 times and I get 50-50, right? Then out of 1,000,000, it should be 50-50 or right around there, and out of 1,000,000,000,000, it's going to be right around there. And we'll see spikes and we'll see dips and we'll see, all kinds of things. And he said, and the other thing you have to remember too, is if you do something infinitely, there's an infinite number of possibilities because it's going on infinitely. So
that's right.
You can see whatever you want, which is why you have to define parameters and kind of look at, what you're trying to do with these numbers and things. The quarter flipping is fascinating when he talks about, how that works and brings it up, in various other examples, like, let's go back to the quarter flip. Let's go. It's, always brings it back, like to that kind of, probability. Oh, one thing he said, I thought that was interesting was,
oh, that's why. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But, I'm seeing you get the phone number wrong up there. Somebody changed it.
Not me.
I don't know, but I'm going to fix it.
Okay.
I said that because, Brian said he tried to call.
Oh.
Mr. Spencer there.
No worries. So anyway, I forgot what we were talking about.
Law of probability quarter flip.
I don't remember where we're going, but anyway, yeah, he would always go back to it, that the quarter flip, no, I lost it, Andy. It's gone.
Sorry.
That's all right.
What do you got? I don't even know I don't know whose phone number that is.
Delete it.
I can't delete it. Won't let me delete it. Anyway, that's okay. We'll just put it up. I'll put a new one up. And then I'll pin this one up there. So You're calling the wrong number. Here, let me pin this. See if it'll let me pin it. That's not gonna let me pin it. Damn it! What the heck? That's all right. Here, let me put it on the screen. There, it's on the screen there. 314-789-0449. That's right. Be the first caller.
Right.
Tell him what he won, Johnny.
That's well, those classes are interesting, man. You know, when these guys talk about this stuff and they start to get into it, you know, and you pick up the little tidbits and things that go on, like him saying, you know, about the numbers, you know, that they match up, and then doing things infinitely. You know, you're going to get the infinite. Oh, that's where I was going with this. All right, don't interrupt me again, Andy, or I'll be in trouble. I'm going to lose it again.
Brian.
I'm just kidding, man. Anyway, see, I did lose it again.
That's your fault this time.
It was because I got off topic. I was waiting for him to call, and then I thought you were texting and talking to him. What are you gonna do?
Quarter flip, infinite possibilities.
Yeah, that's something. It'll come back to me.
How about them
Bears?
Bears?
Same thing 9 times.
Oh, here we go. Let's see.
My brain is fried tonight thinking about probability and math. I'm not supposed to be doing that.
You got a 744 number at the bottom of your
There
screen.
You are.
Yeah. Hey, Brian. Ladies and gentlemen, the honorable, he's less honorable now, I guess. Brian Spencer.
How are you, sir?
I'm a has-been. Has-been.
No, never.
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd rather be a has-been than a never was.
Well, they're talking about what they're going to do with me next. I was starting to buy a house, and they're like, you might want to hold off on that a little bit.
Oh boy! All right. Well, you gonna keep us on the edge here, or are you gonna fill us in?
Well, it really depends on what the representative in District 20 or Senate District 23 does. There's some rumors that he may not run, and if that's the case, I will run. The person who is looking at that spot is the person I recruited to take my spot, and if he's doing a good job, there's no reason why he can't move up.
Hey, I just have to say for the record, I can't see you running anywhere.
Well, you know, you haven't seen me in a while. I'm a little bit smaller.
Good for you, man. How much weight have you lost?
About 75 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Oh man,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
you lost an entire.
I went from a
category.
size. Yeah. I went from a size 46 pants, and now I'm in a size 38.
Congratulations. That's good. That's good work. You know.
What'd your dress size change to?
I don't wear any dresses. I'm sorry. I pee standing up.
Oh, well, I figured, you know, there's a lot of congressmen running around that are, never mind. Anyway.
Well, that's
but they're on the other side of the aisle.
Good point. Lou wants to ask a question. I keep screwing him up.
No, I was just saying. Nope. I mean, no, that's something to be very proud of. You know, dropping that amount of size and getting in shape and everything. I mean, there's a lot to be said with the Maha movement, and you know, there isn't a better time to get healthy.
You act like round is not a shape.
Oh, it's definitely a shape. But I will say, I give Brian a lot of crap, but I've seen pictures of him back in the day. Dude was ripped.
Yeah, I have no desire to go back like that.
It takes a lot of work, man. Whole lot of work.
It does. I was in the gym 2 to 6 hours a day, eating 30 eggs a day, 3 gallons of water, a cup of rice in the morning. Yes. I looked good on the outside, but on the inside, I was miserable. I was miserable.
That life sucks, man. I tell you, because if you've ever grappled and you've cut weight, it's horrible, man. It sucks. And I'm kind of on the side of, we should not allow, especially our kids, to be doing that. If you can't make the weight, if you're not at that weight, you need to rest at the weight that you're normally walking around at. plus or minus 5 pounds. But
Yeah, well,
I've known,
we got JFK that are going to be cutting out all the candy and sodas out of the EBT cards, so that might help some of the people lose a little bit of weight, especially some of those kids.
hopefully.
Because I'm back in the classroom now, and I got a lot of large kids.
Well, it's just rampant. I was on TikTok and scrolling through, and I see, I hate to say it, but it's a Navy mainly and a lot of Army. These active duty folks that are doing their TikTok thing, they're grossly overweight. What the hell are we doing, man? We've lowered standards. Anyway, I'm not getting on that soapbox tonight.
Yeah,
I could, but I'm not going to.
But I think those standards being lower has been across the board, because I'm teaching 8th grade this year, and I have a bunch of 8th graders that read on a 2nd to a 4th grade level.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that.
Huh.
And when I'm doing grades, I can't fail them, because if I fail them, I have a ton of paperwork to do. And so a D in my classroom this last quarter was a 27%.
Holy smokes, man. Now, is that part of the No Child Left Behind initiative still, or?
This is how important it is to have good data that shows that your school is good when it's really not.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I'm very happy that they're returning a lot of this to the states for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's going to take a lot of out-of-state money out of your state, right? Like, you're going to take a lot of that outside influence, right? It's really hard to bring in money from California to Missouri issues when they have to spend on their own school issues. You know what I mean? I think that's going to help a lot. I hope. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm all for local control. And the state is the parent of the federal government. And the state is of county and city governments. So I'm all for the parent taking back control of what they should be taking control of.
Wait a minute. That means the parents actually have to be responsible? How dare you, sir?
Yeah.
That's just
and
crazy
after
talk.
winning the Florida State Teacher of the Year, being in an open enrollment, and then coming back to Missouri to a public school, I am all for parents making the decision of where their kids go. I'm for open enrollment. I'm for private school. I'm for vouchers. I'm for charters. I'm for a little education competition.
Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So what you're saying is you're trying to make America great again? Is that what I heard?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's bad.
It really is.
I'm teaching in, I can't tell you what school I'm teaching at over a podcast.
Sure.
But it's in North County.
Oh, okay.
And this is year 33. I've gone 32 years of teaching, seeing only 2 fights. And I'm on week 4, blood week.
Say that again.
Where there.
You there?
Yesterday
we missed it. I think he's saying they have a
I think
fight
we lost you,
week.
buddy. Jeez.
Yeah, no, we don't. We had a fight every day for 4 weeks.
Oh wow.
Oh, you heard
at
about
least one fight. And yesterday we had 9 girls.
9 girls?
Wow.
Yesterday was 9 girls.
Yeah.
Holy
And
smokes.
let me tell you, girls fight a lot differently than boys.
Yes.
This is true.
Yes. Yes.
So
A
boys,
lot of emotion.
they throw a couple of punches and they expect it to be broken up. So they all get about 5 or 6, and then they expect it to be broken up. They're in it for keeps. They're in it, and they are much more vicious.
Yeah, it's emotional.
I think we lost you, buddy. Hang on. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we lost you for a second, but that's okay. We got you back.
I was saying that when the boys fight, they'll get 5 or 6 punches in, and they expect it to be broken up, and they'll back off. But girls, they're in it for keeps. I mean, they aren't stopping for nothing.
Hair
So-
pulling. They're insane, man.
Oh, they do more than hair pulling. I mean, they're punching full fist. They're biting or scratching anything. They go for the eyes, the nose, the throat, anything they can.
That is North County. I said it. That's right. What else you got going
And
on?
I'm not buying that it's just a cultural thing.
No, never.
I think it's I think I'm not even going to go in there into what I think right now because number one, we don't have enough time. Number two, well, screw it. I'm just not doing it. I think we're having some technical difficulties there, or maybe I thought you froze there for a second, Lou. Maybe you're just sitting still. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm paranoid. I don't know. Anyway, what else you got going on, Brian?
So I am the sole Republican in this sea of liberals.
Oh yeah, down at the
in
school.
the education system.
Yes, and it's so hard to keep my mouth shut.
It's
So
terrible.
I got sores on the inside of my cheeks for when I have to bite down.
Why do you?
Well, I would like a peaceful work area.
Yeah. No, I understand.
I'm making my mission. I do too. I've never had one. Well, I take that back. Maybe one or two in my career, but most of my work areas have always been hostile, and it sucks. So I'd make it my mission to mess with them as much as I possibly could. I knew I was getting screwed no matter what. I'm gonna have fun doing it.
Well, they do a pretty good job of keeping their opinions to themselves. Even though during the election season, I had to put up with their Kamala shirts, but I could not wear my side of the fence shirt.
I'll tell you
in lieu of being run out of the building.
No, you're right. Hey,
Go ahead, Lou.
Brian, I'll tell you an experience I had just the 2 weeks ago, and I'm glad to hear you say that they keep it out of the school because they don't where we are. I was out having lunch with or dinner with my family, and I ordered steak, and my daughter told me the teacher said that contributes to global warming. Like right after I ordered, I'm like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Who said that?" And she told me the name, and so we went home, and I showed her Michael Schellenberger's book, Apocalypse Never, and we went to the beef contracts in Europe and how this is all a scam, and it started with Ireland, and and I let her know her teacher is just an idiot who's ruining America. People like him ruin America, and just don't argue with him. Write it down, and I'll show you every evening how he ruins America.
All I know is back in January and probably the first part of February, I could have used some of that global warming.
Yeah. You guys are prime position, man. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what they do. The climate's changing, and people are going to have to move in and up. You guys are prime real estate. You're already in.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons they hate you too, because you got the prime real estate for the future.
What's up, Shrek? Yeah, it's
Hmm.
it's very good point. But whatever, man. It's so funny. Yes, climate change is real. It's been happening since the existence of the planet. It's
Oh boy, here
cyclical.
we
You
go.
can
All lives matter too, right? You want to start there, Mr. Bigot?
what was one I heard the other day?
All
I
Lives
don't
Matter.
remember.
All it was a fundraising for 3 lesbians to buy some very multi-million-dollar mansions.
Are we hating on the lesbian? What first of all,
I know, right? All that money disappeared. It was all gone.
First of all, were they
What's
were
up?
they lipstick lesbians or were they like bull dyke lesbians?
Well, they weren't ultra bull, but they weren't lipstick either.
Well, they deserve what they got.
Were they Lori Lightfoot Beetlejuice lesbians? I licked a fork near the electric socket lesbian.
No, but there were 3 women, and they just made a ton of money, and none of
Didn't
it went
they?
to Black Lives Matters issues.
Of course not.
And poof, they were gone.
Oh my gosh.
Well, they're gone with all your money, and
Right.
they
That's
bought some very nice mansions in New York.
Well, sir, I can assure you, not my money.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I don't know, because they had an NGO. It probably was some of your money.
Do you remember? I remember years ago, right during Occupy Wall Street, and this woman giving in an interview about how unfair it is. You remember they had the park and everything, and they wouldn't leave Occupy Wall Street, right?
Yep.
And I just remember Rush Limbaugh playing that segment, and just in case you guys didn't know, Rush used to give free memberships to the military. So I used to have a membership, and so you could watch the Ditto Cam while I was overseas and all that stuff. So
Man,
I
I
love
wish I'd
that. I
have
used
known
to
that.
send an email, say thanks every year. I don't know if he read that or not, but anyway, bottom line is, he was playing that lady, and I never forgot this. And he just hit stop on her and looked at the camera, and he said, "She's in the wrong place. She should be protesting her guidance counselor and whoever else told her a degree in international communications will be worth something." It was that simple. He was right. Who told this woman? Because she's protesting, she's in mass debt, can't get a job, and bankers are getting rich. Well, of course. And when they asked her what her degree was, it was in international communications. No one needs you, lady. No one. No one needs anyone in international communications.
Right.
No one needs anyone in international women's studies.
Who forced her to take out that loan?
That was his point. You're protesting
Oh.
in the wrong place. You should be protesting your guidance counselor and whoever else told you that was a good idea. That's whose yard you should be in right now. You should be in your guidance counselor's yard going, "Why did you tell me it was okay to go for college?"
And while you're at it, go ahead and slap your mother and father.
Oh my. Oh man.
Well, we got done with parent-teacher conferences with the kids, and I was like, "What are you doing after high school? Because you're in 8th grade, you're going in 9th grade. High school will be over in a blink of your eye, and your parents will contest to that." And they're like, "Oh yeah, it's going to go by fast. What are you doing afterwards?" And then if they said college, first of all, I was like cringed because they can only read at a 2nd to 4th grade level.
Harvard will take them.
And then I'm like, if you go to college, pick a degree that will make money.
Yeah.
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 I'm a big supporter of the trade schools, man.
Anything that has international in front of it is trash.
Save you a bunch of money, go to a trade school, become an electrician, a welder, a fabricator, and you not only are you going to save a bunch of money on student loans, but you're going to be making money.
Well,
Plumbers the
the
number
top
one.
trade is plumbers.
Yes, number
Yeah.
one trade, plumbers.
let me tell you this, right? I don't know how much people keep up on this genre, the tech genre, but my nephew, we spend Christmas dinner together. My nephew and niece are, my niece is in college for psychology, prominent college, bachelor's in psychology. Okay, Grok 3 just released
Assistant manager at Walmart.
mode. Right, that's what I'm saying. Grok 3 just released unlicensed therapist mode. Go get a master's, go get a doctorate. In about 4 years, no one's going to see you. I've got Grok 3 unlicensed therapist mode. I'm serious. And the AI, the first jobs to go are the thinking jobs. We don't need lawyers anymore. My nephew's in college to be a lawyer. There you go. Another Walmart greeter, right? Go back and look at there was an app that was giving better advice in traffic court than lawyers. It was so good. The bar associations of every friggin' state sued to have it removed from the courtroom because it would record. It had to hear what the judge was saying in order to tell you how to respond. And the lawyers sued, saying those were private conversations. They can't hear it, even though traffic court is public. So already lawyers are being phased out of existence right now, Copilot could tell me the real estate law and tax law. So I think these people.
Well, right now the world is run by lawyers and insurance agents.
Yeah, and they're going to be gone. You're not going to need them anymore. Like their profession is going to be gone. They were just I forget who was saying it, but one of them was saying if it's doctors and lawyers are going to be the first to go when AI comes online for real in a couple of years, because right now the machine screens better for cancer than any doctor. I want the machine. I want the machine. That has a 99% success rate. The physician has 94 still. I want the machine, So I'm just saying it's these degrees, people are going to have to really rethink what they're going to do in the future. I think like Scott Bessent was saying, robot mechanics, even though that's not but getting an industry of that, like shop class for robots, right? That's what we should be doing. Getting a trade school that's shop class for robots. Here's how you repair pneumatic pumps. Here's how you repair, starting to look at that type of stuff. And then start producing that next level of mechanic, and instead of, these doctor schools and bullshit, because that's what it's going to be. Again, I want the machine, man, because I know the machine's better than the person. And I've been saying this has been true for blood pressure.
So when I was a state representative, I went to a couple of those robotics competitions, and they were quite entertaining and exciting. I thought, wow, this is awesome. So there are kids that are starting to do that.
Well, I think the one area that will be safe will be the engineering area.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I think things involving math. These things are going to be crunching numbers on a basis. But I'll tell you what I do think you're going to need, though. I do think even though it's going to be able to crunch numbers faster, I think you are going to still need mathematicians. The ability to spot check ones and zeros. The ability to do a human look.
We're having some problems, Lou. I don't know if it's your end or my end. More than likely, it's my end for whatever reason. But you're cutting. You're so choppy. I can barely hear you. So I'm going to recommend that we cut short tonight.
Sure.
Brian, thank you so much, sir, for calling in. Man, we need to catch up soon.
We do.
And
hey, thanks, Brian.
Call back next week.
All right, later, guys.
All right. Thanks, Brian. We'll talk to you later. And, I guess I don't want to take a chance of more crap we're putting out. So we'll just see y'all next week. Any last words, Lou?
Hey, apologies for the
All right.
technical difficulties. First time back in a couple of weeks. We'll get it ironed out and we'll be back. See you guys.
Well, we've had we still have really bad storms going on right now. It's lightning and thundering out, so that's probably what's going on. But anyway, we'll catch y'all next week. Peace.